sales regardless of our occupation.
Amen.
Good morning, distinguished Toastmasters. I'm going to demonstrate to you today that we're all salespeople regardless of our occupation. At the end, I'm going to give 5 key characteristics for some of the top sales leaders. This is going to be a game changer, so stay tuned. Young children are some of the best salespeople out there. They're willing to kick, scream to get what they want, and they often do. If you don't believe me, next time go to the grocery store, watch the parents and children interact, and watch the negotiation ensue. The little ones are relentless, resilient. We can learn so much from them. Proposing marriage is one of the biggest sales you can actually ever make. You actually have to convince someone to spend their life with you. Now, think of the worst sales experience you've ever had. I bet you there's a couple that immediately come to mind. Here's mine. A few years ago, it was time to trade in the SUV and buy, dun dun dun, a minivan. Now, there is nothing cool about minivans, but they're great. They get great gas mileage, they're safer, and they have sliding doors that can only be described as the bombe diggité. Amen. As a sales professional, I did research. I read the reviews and picked the make and model that we wanted. I then called local dealerships to get an idea on their inventory and to figure out their motivation to liquidate it. It's reasonable to assume that the more motivated the seller, the better the sales price the buyer can achieve. I strengthened my position further by paying in cash, and it removed all obstacles of car dealership actually getting paid. Well, we had our eyes on one vehicle, and we went to the dealership on the last day of the month. You see, all salespeople have quotas, and often we are judged based on our monthly quota. So the better you run up to the end of the month, the more likely you are to get a great deal so they can enhance their numbers. However, what cannot be controlled is the unknown variable, the salesperson. Let me tell you folks, the one we had was absolutely awful. He ignored all my wife's comments, and it was obvious he didn't even know his product, because questions like, does this minivan have a spare tire, were ignored. He was so busy trying to close the deal, they didn't care what we wanted, and he abandoned all social graces, although I would suggest that he never had them in the first place. I'll never forget, my wife said literally right in front of him, it was extremely uncomfortable, "This guy's a total jerk. Let's go." Now, being the eternal optimist, I persisted in keeping her engaged. All the factors were in our favor to get a great deal on the vehicle. After we were thoroughly demoralized, we sat down and I started the negotiation process. And I threw out an extremely insulting lowball offer. Heck, I didn't have anything to lose. I was surprised he didn't even flinch. He was probably used to it, and he countered. After an hour, I gave him a final number and said, "This is it. If you don't do it, we're going to walk." This is an essential strategy in the negotiation process. Reluctantly, he agreed on the price, which was significantly less than market value, and I coerced him to give us the vehicle full detail as well. If he had been nicer, it would have been so much more pleasurable for all of us involved, and he would have made probably a greater commission as well. Every day, how do these principles apply to you? Every day, you sell yourself to coworkers, friends, family, and people that you work with. They listen to your ideas, they support you, and sometimes you have to convince them of why you were late for a meeting. Without good salespeople, families suffer, jobs decline, and economies fail. So, as I initially promised, there are 5 key elements to fantastic sales leaders. So you can remember the acronym, which makes no sense at all, like most acronyms do not. HILES. H-I-L-E-S. H stands for humility. Top sellers know they're the best. They don't have to tell you that. They are confident in what they do, and they're willing to do whatever is necessary to get that job done. I stands for integrity. They will tell you what you need to hear and not what you want to hear. They will not do business with you if it puts you at a disadvantage. L stands for likability. Good salespeople must be likable. Jerks do not do well in the sales business. It's very similar to politics. The more people you can get on your side to agree with you, and the less people you offend, the better your chances are. E stands for enthusiasm. Enthusiasm is crucial, as these people are experts in enthusiasm. They are going to transfer their energy onto the prospect to create an ideal scenario for a purchase. They know people buy emotionally first, and then they justify their decision logically. Finally, S is for sincerity. These people want you to benefit from their product, to use it correctly, because they know this is the best marketing in the world. So in close, I hope that I've shed some light on how, regardless of our occupation, we're all in sales. And if I help just one person today, I am grateful that my work has been done. Thank you very much. Mr. Toastmaster.